What's happening? Been watching some collection videos here lately and thought I'd throw mine into the mix. So I'll jump right into it with a quick pan of the room to start it off. Got a small little side room here for all my video games right now. We are working on finishing our basement, so once that's up and running I'll be able to have a lot of breathing room. I have a lot of posters and standees I just don't have space for right now. We'll start right over here with this shelf. Up here I have some Mario figurines. And then got my DS collection right here. Very solid handheld, probably my favorite. And then we have my small 3DS collection. Very awesome system, but 3D is pretty gimmicky. Gets a little annoying at times. And then here we have a cased Game Boy Advance, Game Boy Color, and Game Boy games. I printed these covers out over at the coverproject.net. A really cool website. And then here we have my Dreamcast games, some loose games, and some Game Boy games. And then below that we have my PSP collection, which is pretty much an RPG system to me. If it wasn't for the Mega Man games and Final Fantasy Tactics, might not have picked one up, but I'm glad I did. Over here, speaking of Tactics, I have some figures from the Play Arts collection. This or Final Fantasy VIII are probably my favorite Final Fantasies. And then we got my NES collection. It used to be a lot bigger than it is now, just because I bought every single NES game I didn't have, but I decided that wasn't for me. And then below that, we have my PlayStation 1 collection. Final Fantasy is probably my favorite RPG series. And then on the next shelf up top, we got my Death Smiles 3D or 360 Collector's Edition. The latest Club Nintendo reward and Resident Evil Blaster. This shelf here houses most of my boxed games. First up is Nintendo. Most of these are complete in box, but some of them are missing manuals. Super Nintendo now. I'd like to try to get my whole collection boxed at some point, but it's expensive and I hate rebuying a game just to get a box. You can sell the cart and make some money back, but it's still kind of expensive. So I do a little at a time. And then for my cart only Super Nintendo and 64 games, I got them in these cool little cases. Again, these covers are from the Cover Project. And they look really nice this way. I wouldn't mind having my whole collection like this, honestly. And then the 64 one's right over here. And if we move up top here, we got my action figures, or some of them. Really big in collecting action figures for the games and shows that I love. I hate that I'm a collector because part of me wants to open them, but really wouldn't play with them. Over here are the Resident Evil Archive ones. There's 3 in this series I never did get because for some reason my local Toys R Us never finished the series where I was picking all these up at. Continue back over here. Some more Final Fantasy. Squall is probably my favorite Final Fantasy character. Dead Space, which I admittedly like more than Resident Evil. I think the newer Resident Evil games are great games, but they've lost that scare factor. Devil May Cry. This bottom row here is all BioShock. It's probably my favorite action figure collection. I got into the BioShock universe later than most people, but definitely one of my favorite series now. I think I'm only missing 1 or 2 figures from the collection. If we move over to this wall over here, I have a couple more hidden figures up here. Street Fighter and Dragon Ball, God of War. This shelf right here is all Metroid. This is my favorite franchise, and Samus is my favorite protagonist. My Game Boy games up top. This statue I got off eBay. I thought it was really cool since there's really no Ridley figures out there right now, and the person who did it did a really good job. My father made the base for me because it was just held up on those 3 blocks and it was a little uneven. I have all the Metroid games boxed and complete except one of the NES ones, which you'll see down here. The double pack, which is really cool. And then some variants. There's the only one not boxed. I need a rumble pack for pinball as well. And then down here I have some magazines and player's guides for the Metroid universe. Up top over here I have some old Tomb Raider figures that are kind of like dioramas once you open them up. Got these for $5 a piece at a local shop a long time ago, so I couldn't say no to that. And then right here I have my Rory Kenshin figures. Fan of Samurai X, but not of the animated series. Right here is my Sonic Generations. One of the best Sonic games to recent date, in my opinion. And then I have a Zelda standee. And then over here is my Donkey Kong Country Return standee. A couple player guides in there. On the other side of that is a Kirby standee. And then this is my retro TV. Got a couple of Nintendo systems hooked up, and then a lone Sega Genesis. Over here I have my Mirror's Edge runner bag, which is love that franchise. I wish they'd make a sequel, so I guess it's not really a franchise yet. And then some Final Fantasy figures, a couple steelbooks, faceplate Mario. That case back there has a life-size replica of a plasma cutter from Dead Space. Just don't have room to display it right now. And this stuff has a lot of just random stuff on it. Would love to get the rest of the Mega Man figures, but they're about $40 a piece or more, so they can wait. Assassin's Creed Collector's Editions. And then some soundtracks and some box Game Boy stuff. Down here I have some Godzilla figures. These two right here are really cool. And then below that, I have some more Bioshock stuff, and some Sonic the Hedgehog figures and bobbleheads, Mario chess, and then some game magazines. And then these binders right here have a lot of my video game cards. I have the Sonic the Hedgehog collection and some Mega Man stuff, and I like the Sailor Moon animated series. And that little tote down there has some promo stuff. This wall up here is my Skylanders collection. I got sucked into the collecting craze. I have one more figure left to get, which is a Voodooed. And I saw him a while back, and then passed on him, and I guess they haven't reprinted him yet. So I'll wait, because I'm sure they'll be printing the crap out of these things for a while. And then these are the Perler sprites. I have some in my room. My wife made these for me, and I think they turned out really good. Down here has some more Final Fantasy figures from Dissidia. And then here's Lilith and Aliens and Lara Croft. Top of these two shelves just have some Pokemon stuff. I got these from Burger King back in the day, and those are pre-order figures. This shelf over here has a bunch of my Mango on it, which only have a couple series. The Claymore series, which is really good, and then the Sailor Moon ones, which I'm glad they reprinted because the last series is really expensive to get a hold of. And then the Parasite ones, which is the first manga I ever read, and I think it's an amazing series. And some Kingdom Hearts ones over there. Down here I have some more Final Fantasy figures from 10-2. And then some Skylanders game sets down here. And that volcanic vault, the size of a quarter it seems like. This shelf over here has my Game Boy Advance Color regular Game Boy games, the complete in box ones. This is the first system that I started collecting for in box. And it's been pretty slow since I've gotten my initial once boxed. And then down here, there's some other random games and videos. This shelf over here have a couple figures again, and a bobblehead. My Golden Sun standee. This is my GameCube collection. This is probably my most complete collection to me. One of these is the double pack, which is really cool. I think the only other game I would like to find for the GameCube would be the Pokemon box. But I can live without that and the price tag. And now we have my PS2 collection. A little lacking. There's a lot of RPGs I'd like to pick up for it. And then over here we have my Xbox collection, which is really small. But I didn't like that system very much. Conquerors is really cool. And then the SVC Chaos I got just because you can play as Mega Man Zero. And my wife loves the Dance Dance games. And then over here we have my Sega Genesis collection. Not as big as I'd like, but I've made a habit of not picking up cart-only Sega games unless it's something really cool. And if we move over here, I have some Sonic the Hedgehog 20th anniversary figures. They have them for the new and old Sonics. I chose to get the old ones. I wish they would have put Dr. Robotnik instead of Dr. Eggman for the old Robotnik. Down here I have my Metroid Other M standee. The plot in the game, or the story character development, wasn't the best, but the game was still really fun, and I don't think it gets as much credit as it deserves. And then a couple more Final Fantasy figures. Over here, up top, we have some display boxes that GameStop was kind enough to give to me. And then some other random stuff over here, some Xbox controllers. Cool little Yoshi collection. Another BioShock figure. I think that mask is really cool. On the other side is Subject Omega and another little sister. And I got these minifigures over here. I forget the official names. And then in front of those I have some Dragon Ball Z figures. And then Metal Sonic right here. Really cool figure. And then top of this shelf over here I have my newly acquired Portal replica gun, which sits on top of my Strategy Guide collection. I have some couple art books at the start of the collection over here. I try not to pay full price for strategy guides, because most games you don't need, or you can just go to GameFAQs. But for games like Final Fantasy, I like to have it right in front of me. Over here we have some more Perlers by my wife. I'm really happy with the Samus one she did for me. Got a couple little Mario plushies over here. My 3DS. Here's my comic book collection. Most of it's related to games. Most of it's Sonic the Hedgehog, which I think I have every issue. I might be missing a couple of variants though. Over here I have Marcus Phoenix from the Gears of War Epic Edition. And this cool little canvas, which I'd like to have them in front of each other so you get that little Gears of War going on. And then this thing right here is really cool. I picked this up online and never seen one before. Apparently it's from GameStop. And it's a cube display for Metroid Prime 2. In my closet here, up top, I have a bunch of totes. In these totes, I have all my controllers and wires for my systems. Sonic's plushie and a bunch of bongos. And then just empty game boxes that I'm currently not using. And we'll make my way to my living room where I can show all my current gen stuff. In this side room right here, I have a couple standees that I don't have room for. They're a bad habit to collect because they take up so much room. But they look really cool. And this is my living room. All my new gen games are over here on this side. I got my Mortal Kombat bookends here, which are really cool. Although I play the Wii the less, it is my favorite system of the newer gen. I think it has a lot of really good solid titles. And I'm a Nintendo fanboy at heart. I have picked up a couple sealed games on the cheap right here. And then we have my Xbox 360 collection, which I have played the most, and I guess it's because of games like Call of Duty and Gears of War. And then beside that, we have my growing PS3 collection. I don't play that system that much, but I mean, it does have some good titles. And then my small Blu-ray collection, which is mostly animated stuff. I got the Resident Evil Steelbooks. And then here's my TV. And then my systems down here. And then again, there's some totes down there just holding all the wires or controllers for all my systems. And then over here is just my DVD collection. Mostly animated stuff. Well, this is about wraps up my room tour. Once I get my basement finished and up, I'll definitely make another video. And I'll probably start doing some pickup videos and be a little bit more active in the YouTube community. So, thanks for watching. I hope everybody has a good day.